just pressed play already. Jump right in. My camera used to be a, to do the hand, and then it could take the picture automatically.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna sit there and whoa! I'm just
I know.
wobbling myself. How do I make sure I look okay?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so Stephanie, thank you for making sure.
Yes.
I've come to slay.
It's gorgeous. You
Literally.
have been slayed.
Yes, and so I'm so glad to be able to visit Glow and Flow here at which location am I at right now?
Hawthorne.
The Hawthorne location, yes.
Rosecrans in Hawthorne Boulevard.
Yes, and there's another one in
Inglewood. So that's La Brea and Centinela. And if you're not from here, then you may not know that Hawthorne turns into La Brea. So it literally is a straight shot.
Okay, so
from one to the next, it just turns into another name of the street.
Gotcha.
But it's a bit north from here.
2 locations.
Yep.
Beautifully decorated. You come in, the vibe is doing what it needs to do. The yellow is very uplifting, and I know I walked in very full of the week that just started.
Yes.
But
today was
yes, and just being able to breathe in just the smell of an aroma of hair care products is helpful.
Right.
And then
coconut, sweetness,
everything.
Products. Right.
But also the positivity. So the yellow really invokes, as it does, the color yellow has a mental impact on you. It's just uplifting. You think sunrise, you think sunflowers, positivity. And I definitely felt that coming in, and hints of gold and stuff too that just really reflect, I think, the mission, Glow and Flow. I came in with a lot and looking to have my hair done in a particular way and styled with understanding I'm coming into a Black female-owned location and with products that are tailored to the Black hair experience and needs, identifying the gaps of the mental impact and health impact with the Slay products being, made, absent of harsh chemicals that are toxic to our hair. And so with someone like me, first time getting my hair done, braided and styled for, at least a month. Look, I'm excited. And
absolutely.
I feel good. I also had to follow the curly commandments. I know I introduced you about to Curls on the Block, but we encourage girls to stay curly. But really, that's just understanding what it takes to maintain healthy hair. So you can go curly anytime you want, but you can slay any way you want to.
You can be braided, you can be curly, you can go straight. You can, as long as you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
You understand the vibe. So before we jump into one of the questions I had that I've been talking throughout my hair getting done, I just want to make sure I shout out the curly commandment to accessorize, and what would a beauty supply be without accessories?
Exactly.
So I was like, there's the earrings, let me get some. And so I got the queen earrings, big and bold, and I just love it because I can wear it again and just remember my experience here. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Your knowledge and background is superior in the natural and curly space and just in hair care. I know you're a hair colorist.
Yes. I know. That's a hair colorist.
We need to be specific nowadays, right? And
that's funny.
I went through a course called psychotherapy, and Dr. Afia Mbelashaka is the doctor who is putting this connection, making it clear, the mental health standards meeting our hair care needs as well. So you probably have plenty of experience where clients come in, probably similar to me, full of their day, life, week, whatever, and leaving, feeling more confident or appreciated in a way where someone else is helping restore. Now, I had a question. What has been your experience as a hair care specialist and the texture expert.
Yes.
And color expert, right?
Yes.
But and in particular, caring for the curly and black community in particular. What has been your experience with clients who, you know, who come in one way, whether it's physical or you can see the tension in their hair and leave a different way? What would you say about the importance of a stylist noticing or paying attention to the mental health needs of their client?
It's incredibly important, right? Just to lay out the foundation. A couple of things I do want to say. It is an honor to be the first braider for you. I just want to say that I am incredibly honored and I'm so grateful for you. Having simply met you on a phone call for it to turn into this absolutely amazing experience, I'm grateful and I'm thankful for you. So thank you for this.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the opportunity to work with you. With that, in this space of hair, I think it's important. I was trying to think of the author, but there's a book called Hair Story, like hair history, hair story, right?
It has like 4 women on the front.
Yeah, and in that, I introduced that to almost all of my students at Aveda, and I thought it was important because it is incredibly important for women, Black women, you know, especially to understand that we are psychologically tied to our hair.
Yep.
It is our crown. You know, if your hair is not done, you don't feel well in the morning. You know, your day may or may not go well.
You can have a cool outfit. It doesn't
your
matter.
Outfit don't look good if your hair is not done. You know, if you don't feel pretty with your hair, you go get your hair done. You can try on anything, and it's all gonna look good. That's all bad because you had a budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, but your hair is what made you like. I feel good in everything that I put on now. So, with that. And understanding that and understanding how far back this goes, mental health is incredibly important when it comes to hair. And that's just not just for women, it's for men, right? Yeah. Men that are thinning in the top, in the back, you know, balding. That's a whole mental transition.
They call it catfish.
Yes. There was probably hot stuff in high school and now it's not that hot. You know what I mean?
And they got the biggest beards. No hair.
You gotta grow it somewhere now at this point, right? The same thing for women. In the space with Glow and Flow, I have had an awesome opportunity to work with the one and only Miss Diane Valentine, who created this beautiful space for everyone to come in and create a sense of community. With her vision, I've been able to work with Slay. I am a Slay certified hair braider. I am the resident hair specialist for Glow and Flow Hawthorne.
Love it.
And in that, I get an opportunity to not only install Slay hair, which is non-toxic, hypoallergenic, no itching, no redness.
And pretty light. I'll be honest.
It's incredibly light. It doesn't absorb the water, so you're not still dripping water everywhere. Like, it's just so many benefits. It matches every hair texture. And
colors.
And the colors are amazing, right?
So I got about 3.
Yeah, this is 3. So we got pecan, I think we did cocoa, and spice.
Yes.
The other thing about Slay is the reason I use those words instead of numbers, 27, 30, and 8, is because we shouldn't be reduced to just a number either. And that's just one of those details that Miss Diane
so awesome
brought.
Intentionality.
Exactly, right? And that was her objective. I'll tell you just briefly her story. She created Slay Hair out of necessity for her during COVID. She was wearing braids, thought it was her that had the issue with the itching and using all of these other brands of hair, and realized that these other brands had chemicals in the hair. And you had to treat the hair with apple cider vinegar, soak it overnight, put some, fabric softener in it to make it not smell like this, and then dry it for 3 days, to hope that it doesn't itch your head.
That's prepping for Thanksgiving dinner.
That's a whole week's worth just to get braided for, 3 weeks to 6 weeks or something like that. And in that, she discovered that she wanted to create a hair, go through and really just develop an entire line dedicated to clean, non-toxic braiding hair.
Yeah.
Now, my question is, why didn't we have this before? It's 2025. I am a braider that goes that myself too much, but I can go back to what is it, Black and Gold.
Oh wow, okay.
Right, that was in the purple and yellow pack. It felt like wire. I can say
the real horsehair.
Yeah, we come through and it's like, oh my gosh, the best thing going is that Rasta free, hair and all of these other different brands, which I'm still installing chemicals. And so now I'm installing hair that I'm noticing is thinning my client's hair. So if we're speaking to mental health, now we're wondering, why do I have a protective style and my hair is thinning?
The anti-protection.
Oh, it's gotta be because of age or menopause or your hormones or a medication or lack of vitamins and when I personally used to lay on my hair myself first. I met Miss Diane and she was like, you gotta try Slay. And I was like, girl, I don't know about that. But I'm all about it. And when she laid it out, it made sense to me. So let me braid my hair first. Let me make sure that it is all the things that I want my clients to experience. And it was. Plus some, plus more. And so I started switching my thin clients first.
Oh wow, okay.
The people who struggle, you guys try this. There's gotta be, something else. And when I tell you, I physically saw the difference of people's hair thickening. Some of that micro breakage around the hair, it started to grow back. And I'm like, what are you doing? Right? Like, it's gotta be something. No, like, I haven't done anything different, so it's the hair. And now we're on the other side of like 2 years or so. It's the hair.
Well, I'm glad that you have that.
Narrow it down.
Look,
right?
You know what the difference was, the variable.
We were able to identify it because I'm like, are you using any new oil, shampoo, conditioner? What is happening? Are you stopped taking medication? Did you do this, that, or the other? And they're just like, no, I bought this hair because you told me to buy it. And I'm like, okay. But it's been incredibly beneficial, and overall, there's this increased feeling of self-confidence.
Nice.
If your hair is done and it's growing, even if you're in braids, when you go to take your braids out, your hair should not just come out with the hair that you take out.
Right.
And there was gobs of hair, balls of hair that was coming out, and we were trying to figure that out. What did you do when you had them in? And it's not you. We have just been really brainwashed to think that we have to purchase and or participate with a group of people that don't wear the things that we wear. They just sell them to us.
Right.
They create these things out of a swing or where your money goes. And if you're being intentional, that's the word of the year for me. Intentional. You have to be intentional on where you spend your money. And if someone has created something for you to better to
at least
literally improve not just your hair, but if it's your attitude, if it's your life, if it is, your self-esteem, if it is all these things, and that one thing that you change is going to affect you so greatly that now your hair is able to grow, and you couldn't figure out why. We've created something for you. Now you have to be intentional on how. We've had, some people come in because it's new to you. In my mind, when you say no to Slay, you're like, no, I'm good. I'ma just stick with the chemicals. And that just didn't make any
people
sense
who are going back
me.
to certain chemicals.
I'm okay with my hair being broke off, dry, thinning. I'ma just deal with that.
There's a fear though,
you know,
because there must be a fear, because that's the only thing that's logical, that they're fearful it won't work, and then now you got to complain about a black-owned company. That's what I'm hoping. But it's like
brainwashing though.
Oh yeah,
because in that,
because we don't have trust in ourselves, our companies.
Here's the other thing, right? If I can't trust my own people, and you're choosing to say I'm not gonna trust my own people. What makes you think anyone else cares for you the way that we do?
That's true. That's true.
If we're sisters, we gonna fight, right? We might be that kind of family where we fight. But if we're out in the world together, you better know if somebody comes up against us. You're not gonna run up on my sister. Yeah. Now I might fight you, but ain't nobody else gonna fight you.
And the fighting is more like challenging you to be
That's
better.
it. That's it. That's what the fight is. But
so you
I
show
will
up
not
your best
allow
in public.
someone else to challenge you in that way. Right? I'm gonna protect you before I allow someone else to challenge you. That's true. And if you're thinking that someone outside of this community has your best interest, you're not being intentional on actually observing what's really been going on for many, many years.
Well, this reminds me also of the resurgence of frustration with Katrina. And I'll make the connection because I'm like, how are people just finding this out? So I know that sometimes there are solutions to issues that or explanations that help you navigate different situations that maybe you wouldn't have voted a certain way if you knew the history anyway. So like, as I was like, I don't need to watch this, I knew this.
I lived it. Right. I was there.
I became friends with people who were not only in Louisiana impacted, but Mississippi and Texas.
People displaced and they came here and you got to talk to them and you heard their stories.
Yeah, so, and there's been plenty of documentaries. Needless to say, there's been plenty of documentaries, but not as many. So the one that I always think of is Good Hair with Chris Rock, right? That was part of the Girls on the Block curriculum for a long time. Just a few excerpts are not appropriate for kids. However, most of it is very kid-friendly as far as opening conversations and deep thought and conversation based on their age, right? But I do think about that with Slay. We have a woman who is, a singular entity amongst giants who have a motive to make sure this doesn't get out. And so I do know we have to figure out a way to support people who have come up with a solution. It's like drink maybe even sea moss. People don't do sea moss, but hey, okay.
It's good for you.
It's good. It can be integrated into our food. It could resolve.
It doesn't taste like much.
No, that's true, right?
It tastes like something.
Yeah. And people don't drink water, so there's also that. So, but so for me, it's like access to information is important, and then proximity. It did take me a little bit of a drive for myself to get here, but there's alternatives online.
You can order it online, slayhair.com.
Exactly. So there, and shout out to getting into big box brand physical locations as well. So I would highly recommend coming in, because not only do you get a chance to get your hair done, but you can actually feel the power of the options we have.
Yes.
Like where every shelf is for us.
Yeah.
And I remember there was 2, 3 TCB oil. I remember when Orient came out, because I was like, ooh, fruits and berries, that's me. I'm natural.
Exactly.
And then Pink has always had a stronghold in our community for various reasons, lusters and Blue Magic. People are going, saying hair grease helps their hair grow, and I'm like, well, it can act as a sealant depending on your moisture, but the correlation is not causation here. So again, education, access, proximity, and longevity. How can we keep Slay going? We have to try it out. You need to see results.
The answer is being intentional.
I'll agree with that.
I mean, if you're not intentional on where you shop and where you spend your dollar, it doesn't read, like this is what you want.
And the cost is pretty similar to my understanding of.
You know,
hair.
of course, you know, I think across industries, everyone is dealing with these tariffs. You know, everyone is dealing with the increase
Job
of
loss,
taxes,
yeah.
job loss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're looking at a budget, you're looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
When you are intentional
Yeah.
on where you spend your dollars, right? You will find that things in this store are cheaper than they would be at a Target.
I noticed that.
You will
so
find
I did
that,
stock up.
you know, a few things might be $1 more,
Mhm.
right? Based on, but I will say, if we were to be intentional and spend our dollars specifically
Yeah.
at a specific place, then we vote, right? Or we literally say, this is what I want,
Yeah.
because you're intentional about where you spend your money.
Yeah.
I want this business to grow. I want this one to work. Now, if I spend my money elsewhere at a different beauty supply, then you are saying, I want that beauty supply to flourish,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool if that's what you think, but some of us are very double-minded in the way, like, I support Black businesses, but you don't shop here, you know, or you don't shop specifically.
And that's the access, that's the...
Or you're not intentional about seeking out, right? That
and we have to.
Black beauty supply, that, you know, Black hair care product, that Black tennis shoe company, that Black t-shirt printer, the Black, you know, people who make
canned goods,
jewelry, the canned goods. I just saw a video about that. If you're not intentional about it, then there is almost no way to create a community that we're able to thrive. If this place were, you know, thriving every single day, then we could take this money and open a grocery store.
Yeah.
Imagine that, a Black-owned grocery store. Where have we found one?
There's a few in different places. Right? Chicago just opened one. But that's like,
states?
Really? Yeah.
How many people in each state?
And not
how many cities? How many, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in, you know,
and even ordering.
Just the LA area, you know, you have Superior Market, you have Vallarta, you have Payless, and you have like a few others, and they're all Mexican-owned markets.
Ah, that's true. But you know what's by them? They have everything near it as well. It's also very commonly found in my experience in Asian communities.
There's several
they have the
Asian
supermarket.
markets.
They have this tailoring to their needs, so they build it out. So they got the look.
So what's the difference? The difference is those people are intentional about where they shop.
Yeah.
I don't care how much it costs.
Yeah.
My people own this, I'm shopping there.
Yeah.
We don't have the same conviction.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all.
That's true.
That's the only difference. If we had the same conviction, everything we did would thrive, because we are just that kind of people.
I call it the curly economy. So how can I support the curly economy? That's why when I do programming and things like that, I'm looking for spaces that uphold the same values and investment in the curly community. And I say curly because when I first started in Colorado, Black Pride was not really promoted. I had it, but the kids did not. And so also through conversation, it was just quicker to just say to the point. I'm talking about our hair, our confidence, because it was lacking. The kids, when you're one or two in a community, in a school, and you're targeted or left out or not appreciated, I'm the only Black person. As a teacher, I'm the only Black teacher. And some would be like, really? Like, yes, I am. The only Black teacher here.
Right.
But, I saw the self-esteem of the kids be impacted. Put in classes that they had already tested out of. Seriously. Had young Black boys who were identified as advanced readers put into mine. I was a special ed teacher. Classes with kids reading at a first grade level because they actually had a disability and cognitive issues of comprehension. So they didn't. And so I was like, why are they in my class? Excuses. And that impacts their self-esteem.
Absolutely.
I had to talk to their parents. And I'll bring it back because those guys started their own nonprofit now as well. I just found out about it. but they had an opportunity to rebuild their confidence because I created a curriculum for them. I was like, look, you can look up some colleges and talk to their parents, all that, and got it approved.
Yeah.
And they also natural, like, you know, but guys, you know, not putting perms in typically, but
right.
they rocking
back in the day.
now, right?
Call it a conch.
Yes, whatever they got now, and you know, a few
rappers,
rappers
or you know,
got some
that
perms.
S curl kind of
Yeah.
situation. I remember those.
But they not doing that now. Look, if anything, they got faux locks.
They got locks and twists, or you know,
they're letting it kind of grow, and they just, you know, so.
Yeah.
That's kind of what, and they're representing a really strong, where before it was like, you had to have a fade to look professional, and so they are breaking that standard too. And that goes back to confidence, because when you got black boys appreciating black men, appreciating who they are, then they start seeking their potential partners.
Yes.
Like,
with confidence.
Yes, and that's and going back to mental health, and it's the curly economy, and it builds confidence all around that we are a powerful community.
Yes.
And it starts with, like you said, someone at the chair.
Yep. And at the chair, that's our time.
Yeah.
You get all of my attention.
Yeah.
The only people I answer the phone for is my mom, my dad, and my husband.
Nice.
And possibly the client that's coming after you.
Nice.
They might say something that might impact, you know,
Right,
me not
right.
having to do their
Your
hair,
focus,
or you know, or whatever it is. But that's really the only time that I'll, you know, take my attention away from the client that's sitting in the chair.
Nice.
I think that's incredibly important, because
when do we get that?
whether you want to sit there as quiet as you possibly want to be, that is your time for you to check in with yourself, right? For your thoughts. Now, I'm doing your hair. We can talk or we cannot talk. Now, if you want to talk, we can talk.
And look, we just talked about 5 topics.
Yeah, right? Yeah, we can talk.
This
And
creates
I'm okay
community.
with talking,
This
because
is
when
it.
we talk, it seems to go by faster also.
Yeah.
We're not, you know, just maybe focusing on that. People come and they're working from home, you know, and they might need me to be quiet while they answer the phone, do whatever.
Take that meeting.
Take the meeting with the camera off. You know, you
go to
go
vacation.
exactly. You know, whatever you need
Yeah.
from this space while we are working on your hair, you get that. And you don't even have to say
Let me just make sure this is still on.
yes.
Because girl, we've been talking.
Yes.
It's still on. But we're at 27.
Okay, so
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
because you know my phone been acting up.
I know. Right.
Okay, so what would you, if you don't mind, one last question.
Yes.
In terms of all the topics we've talked about, back to really like the mental health, how would you encourage a future or budding stylist? How would you encourage them to set up boundaries, you know, or like release maybe some of the things that maybe a client has shared, and or know the next steps if they've shared something kind of that could potentially lead to harm?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had a situation like that. Have you followed up? Like, 'cause you build relationships and become your clients and friends possibly.
Yeah.
But what's some advice, at least starting with, how do you decompress as a stylist?
So I've been doing this, you know, a really long time. And I
texture
say
expert
that,
here.
yeah, I say that because I have been incredibly blessed to have built a business by word of mouth. And what that means is everyone that I feel like has ever referred me to someone, they have referred me to a trusted source, right? To a trusted person. And then that person feels also that I am trusted because they trust the person that refers me. And to have had maybe over 25 years of a business of just word of mouth. Right now, I'm out of my bubble. And I'm really a person that's just like behind the scenes. I am in the flow, right? I'm here. And I'm here with the people, and I'm outside is what I feel like, right? But I am private in the way that because of my word of mouth business, I've never advertised on social media. I've never advertised. I have people that ask me all the time, like, do you have pictures? I rarely take pictures, only because I do the same thing over and over. But I rarely have to show pictures in the space of private because, well, they saw your hair.
Right.
they know, they trust that I'm a good braider, and they'll show me a picture, and then we'll just create that.
Right, from my AI image.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So with all that being said, having people talk to me, right, or open up about whatever it is that is on their mind and their heart in the time that we're spending together, as a stylist, as a new stylist, right? I think the number one most important thing that you could ever do. Should we? I just need to hit a lap real quick. Yeah, I think there we go. Okay.
I have to lift my hands.
Yeah. Here we go.
Too funny.
So that was the Jordan, right. So I think the number one thing that a new stylist could do, right, is be quiet.
Sorry, I was.
And I know that is oftentimes, depending on your personality or how you're set up, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's difficult. Sometimes, you know, it might be a challenge for you to not want to rebuttal, or, right? Sometimes people just need to say what they want to say. They don't need you to fix it. They just want to hear it out loud for themselves. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to just say, okay, I hear you, right? And that has everything to do with whatever it is, whether it's personal, right? We don't make a big deal of, you know, talking politically or religiously. Those are things that are completely personal to you. But if you bring it up, okay, right? That and it's perfectly fine for me. I don't have to agree with you, nor do I have to align with you, nor do I have to, you know, like confirm what it is that you're saying. But whatever you're saying is important to you. So listen, I'm here for it. And honestly, me being quiet, I have learned so much, right? I'm not a big social media person, so I don't know all the things that go viral immediately, right? But if you're talking and you're like, and this went viral, let me show you. I learn every single day. I learn from every single person. And what I learned and how I take that, the way I decompress is I give it to my husband. Right? I'll talk to him about it, and because, you know, however he processes, he may or may not care. But I'm literally doing the same thing that the person that just sat in my chair, they just dumped it. Like, I just wanted to hear it. I just need to. And I'm like, babe, can you believe, listen to this person, you know, this is what they think, da, da, da. And I'll give it, and he'll be like, for real? Really? Oh, dang. That was crazy. You had a good day, you had a bad day. Really? Okay, cool.
It's done.
And now it's done. And then we move
so you have your safe
tomorrow, right? The only other ways that I do, of course, I pray. I meditate, I pray, I get quiet. That is my like safety space, right? Like, I don't need anybody else, you know, outside of my husband. If he's tripping today, he don't want to hear what I got to say. Like, you know, okay, I don't want to talk to you. It's not a good day. You know, every day is just not a perfect day, but we have more good days than bad days, right? If you got a husband or a wife or whatever, just, you know, you pick your times and battles. That's all. In that, I get quiet, right? And I will, you know, just meditate on whatever it is, but I need to quiet my thoughts, right?
And maybe that's what I was feeling.
Right.
You know, prayed up hands.
Right. You just, you know,
you kind of want that.
Yeah, bring it. And then it's okay. It's okay to drop it off, because when you leave here, now that you have a new style, now that you feel cute, you got your accessories on, people come and they'll buy lip gloss or mascara or, you know what I'm saying, where you, lashes, you just, that last thing that you need to just put you over the top, we got you, right? And now when you leave out of this door, not only have you decompressed, and now your face looks lighter, you're not frowning anymore. The hair that was all over your head and untamed is now tamed, controlled. It feels good. My hope is that your braids don't hurt.
No.
You can bend your head down. You can put them in a ponytail right now if you had to. There's no red bumps. There's no pulling. All the things, right? Because that's a part of it, right? Like, you know, somebody in your head, and you know, if we've been working for 2 hours, if we've been working for 4 hours, I've been standing over you for 6 hours, I've been standing over you for 8 hours. Like,
a gift.
We need to, you know, our energy is exchangeable. So if you're new to this industry and you don't find a way to control your energy,
oh, that's good.
You can't control anyone else's. You have to find a way to control your energy. And our word for the whole year is intentional. You have to be intentional on how you show up every day. There's no way that I should look like all the things that I've been through
your day
in the day, right? But I also have to make a choice that I'm not going to give you that energy.
Right.
I'm not going to give you the fact that I found out my dog has fleas. My car alternator blew out, and I might have had to, you know, do, you know, just a whole lot before I even got here today. You should not see on my face and or feel my energy when I walk into this space. Right now, I'm frustrated. I'm hot. I'm sweating. Everybody.
I would feel that.
Everybody has a thing. I'm not any exception to any rule, but I will tell you, I make a conscious choice every single day to show up here in this space the same way every day.
Well, I appreciate you for sharing, and that is very profound, especially because it's not only the mental health of the client, it's also you as a professional, knowing how to create a safe space.
Yes, because transfer energy is very real.
Yeah, you have to like subtract yours to it, or know how to compartmentalize and then decompress. So I really appreciate you sharing that. I think that's great advice and can help with burnout, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Some people be braiding 8 hours and another one.
I'm on the cusp. I'll be very honest. Like I'm knocking it out every day, right? But this is my time. So as a braider, I'm a braider first. I just say because that's the thing that I've done the most of. Now, I've braided before I ever got a license, and then I got a license, and now I do everything else, right? Like I do everything. Right. But this is my season. And so between, let's say, March and October, that is my time, right? Everybody is either spring back, graduating,
that's your summer
traveling,
having
babies, the whole nine, right? Like summer babies is a real thing because it's hot. So you want to put your hair up for real, you know, when you're having a baby.
September and October have the highest amount of birth.
Pregnancy,
like
when it was cold.
In there. In September and October.
Right. So I will say in that,
we all get beat up.
I will say in that, right? This is my time. People are going back to school.
Oh yeah.
You know, like in final travels of whatever. Come October-ish, it will slow down dramatically. So my burnout right now in this moment, if you're new to it, if this is something you decided to do and you loved it in March and you hate it come September, you know, you might want to rethink what you're doing. However, you got to push through because there's always a season
when
that is
low,
slow down. It is gonna be low. And, you know, like dang, I ain't braided in like 3 days. Like, girl, I've been thinking about you. You know,
that was 6 weeks ago.
Right, exactly. So there's always a time, but burnout is very real. I've experienced it several times. In that I just know, you know, it's time to go get a massage. It's time to, you know, maybe do like a staycation. I can't go far, right? Because. But I do my own schedule.
Okay.
So if you work for someone, you might need to block off a day or two, right?
Intentional.
Be intentional about your physical health and your mental health. This is a very physical job. I am so blessed to say I have no carpal tunnel.
Amen.
I have no issues, no tennis elbow, no golf, issues, knees, no varicose veins, all things. But ergonomics is mental health and then ergonomics. Right? Mental health is like tip top, physical health is slash.
Yep.
They kind of, one is a little more than the other, but they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right? So you just have to, and if somebody is new to this and they really think this is what they want to do, this is a business where you stand 8 hours a day.
Clearly.
This is a business where it's physical, where you're active.
There's no remote options.
So, laziness, this is not a space. And then, mentally, you got to be thinking about all of the things. You got to be up on the latest trends. You got to be willing to take a class and learn. You may have done school, but school is never done. Right. School is never over. You never get an opportunity to just be like,
I've learned it all.
I think I know that already, right? If somebody comes to me and they're, younger, newer in the business, I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, that's dope. I can appreciate that because a lot of times they get tuned out or brushed off that they're too young to know what they're talking about.
You can't know more than me because I've been in this industry. I want to hear what you have to say, actually, because you are younger. I'm old. I'm old. Nobody believes me when I say that, but I'm old.
You're not old, but you compared to someone just starting, absolutely. You have more experience and seasoned in a way, and so.
But you might say something that I'm like, I never really thought about that, or I never, envisioned it like that. There's a right brain, left brain kind of thing happening, right? Android versus iPhone kind of thing.
The
like,
green or blue.
Old people versus younger people. Like everybody needs the other. You know what I mean? Like old people need young people, and young people need old people.
We do, and we need to appreciate that.
You need to appreciate that. Don't discount someone because you don't think that they could match, your experience.
Yeah,
they might say that one thing you like.
And maybe your purpose in their life is actually something else too.
Absolutely.
And maybe based on what they say, you like, no, I need
give
to
them
help
that
you.
one skill, right? And their belt of skills.
Okay.
Give it to them so that they can add to it.
Yep.
I mentioned that earlier. I'm not trying to take nothing away from you.
Yeah.
But if I could give you, one thing or a nugget, that was another little way I put it. Let me give you a nugget. Do you want a golden nugget?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna say no because it's valuable.
Right.
But it's little. But I got you. Like it's a big coin, right? You're gonna need this nugget one day, to put with all of the other nuggets to make a gold bar.
Right.
Essentially.
And then, it may not be like the wow, amazing.
Right.
But it's building the.
But if you use it, it's gonna be beneficial.
Then now it is, yeah.
If you use it properly, like I'm telling you to use this little piece, it's gonna be beneficial and it's gonna take you to the next level.
Well, I'm so glad we could chat. I know this is extended hours, so
I know, absolutely.
This is blowing flow after dark.
Yes, we're here.
So thank you again for your time and just expertise and gentle hands, intentional hands.
Yes.
And making it a really great experience for me. And
absolutely. Thank you.
Can't wait to share this with others for sure. So.
Thank you. Curls on the Block. We appreciate
Stay curly
you. Stay
or
curly.
get slayed.
Absolutely. Blow and flow. And slayhair.com.
Come on, look, tell them. Thank you.